Um, okay. Can I start? Everybody? Yeah? Okay. So this morning I will speak about two components, about unified login web application on a library named OtucLib. So the first part is about unified login web application. This is a very old application coming with ECC 3.0, which exposes some web sub-web services and some authentication services. So this web application is running in another Tomcat. I name this Tomcat the applicative Tomcat, hosting many other web applications like authentication application, the web admin, the NOE application, and voice application. This application exposes two types of services, some servlets for authentication and some sub-web services. These web services are based, as for Chameleon, are based from Axis framework. And for authentication, we use a library. I will speak about this one next week. This library performs some authentication against many type of authentication server, about authentication against LDAP, NTLM, Kerberos, and also Radius. The exposed web services use CMS client to access to the database configuration. And we have also some web service using a link to other web services hosted in Chameleon. We have just 4 type of web services, 4 type of sub-web services, but I think the main of this one are not used, no more used today. We have very old web services used by MyIC for the release 6.6 and 6.1, but MyIC does not exist anymore, so these web services are no more used. We have also very, very old IC converter web services. I don't remember which component use this one. I think there is just one sub-web services still used by ACS components. This is ALC external authentication, just to perform a login to get authentication token coming from CMS. I name this token ALC user ID. And this web application exposes also 2 servlets. One servlet named Hello and another one named Authenticate. Hello servlet is used by OTC client. The OTC client can perform a request to Chameleon to open a session and to get an authentication token, but they retrieve this token through a response in SOAP. But if they want to put this authentication token in a cookie, the OTC client cannot do that directly, so they invoke the Hello servlet to set the cookie on a response, so they can use it after that to invoke other requests to the server with the attached cookie. I will perform just a demo about that. On the user servlet, it's authenticate. It's just a redirection to the web application to perform an authentication according to the configuration of the OT server. So this one is just a redirection to authenticate basic web application. This application can perform an authentication against Kerberos server, LDAP server, or Radius, and so on. So I will perform just a test about Hello Servlet. Okay. I launch live HTTP headers plugin to see what happens. I copy the URL. So I invoke the servlet through this URL, UnifienLogin/hello, with one parameter, I say user ID. Okay. I clean. It's okay. So now I perform the request. Okay. So what's happened? So I go to the beginning. So here I invoke the servlet with the parameter I say user ID. Okay. We have one redirection from the IP address to the host address here. Okay. And here in the response, you see that the cookie has been set. I say user ID here. This cookie can be used to access to all the web application hosted on the OT server, because you see here that this cookie is available for all applications through this path equal to /. So it's available for all applications. So if I perform a request to another application, for example, I can try to open my profile web pages. The web pages is displayed directly. There is no redirection to the authentication pages because the cookie is already present in the request. It's the browser mechanism. So OTC PC application use this type of mechanism to put the cookie in all the requests. I go back to the slide. Any question about that?
No.
No.
Okay. Okay, so I go to the next slide. I want to speak about here about how to build this web application. It's a very old application, so we still use Ant script. I don't know if you know this tool, Ant.
A little bit.
Yes, we know.
No. So I have a slide about Ant tool, so you can retrieve this one to the ant.apache.org website, and you can retrieve the documentation also here and can download. I have write some explanation how to install and what is the environment variable to set to use this tool on Windows. Okay, so we use also very old mechanism to retrieve the dependency. We don't use Maven directly, so we have a specific file for that. This file is named project.xml. The main script to compile and to publish the binary is build.xml file. So you have all the explanation how to build here. Perhaps I can perform a demo also. So Ant you can use like this. So I go through the folder. So we retrieve here the build.xml file and the project.xml file. And perform the first step is to get the dependency and to load the dependency in my desktop. Can be done like this. So I put one parameter. This is the folder where the dependency will be downloaded, sorry. You have to choose here a profile, an environment profile. So I use the last one. So here I get all the dependency. You can see that oops. This is all the dependency. So, Axis is one of the main dependency, and we retrieve other dependency I mentioned in the previous slide, Chameleon, and some dependency with CMS also. Now we have the dependency, so we can perform a build. So I have to set another property. This is build here property to set where to put the output binary. target is different. It's a build. Okay. There is some warning, but it's not important. So we get the binary. So we can check what we get. So we retrieve all double USDL file. This is the main interface here. And from this interface, we construct an implementation. So the implementation is in the .jar file here. So the two main components is this one, which is used by ACS, and the implementation of the servlet are in UnifienLogin.jar. So this is this component is a web application. So we get also a .war file. This is a web archive. So you retrieve the structure here of the web application. All the dependency and the implementation. Okay. Some question about how to build a web application? No?
No.
No, it's simple. It's easy. Okay. So here we retrieve what I have said. the 5 WSDL file and the implementation here. Okay. So the web application is hosted in the Tomcat, but you can retrieve the web app structure in this folder, infra web apps UnifienLogin. This is a redirection for Tomcat. And to start and to stop this Tomcat, you have to use just this command line, service Tomcat start, stop, or start. The log management, it's the same as for Chameleon we see yesterday. So we have two ways, a static way using the traces.xml file, but you have to restart the application on Tomcat to set the new log level. If you want to dynamically set the traces, you can use a browser on the specific web pages, log4j-admin, and you will retrieve all the logs in this directory, logs Tomcat UnifienLogin. Je perform demo. I will use another browser. Okay. Continue. So you have to enter here an administrator account and password. access to the web pages. Okay. So here you can set all the traces you want. You can set for a package or for dedicated precise classes. I want to have some logs about authentication. I will do something like that. Okay. So you see here that the level has changed. Set to debug. Okay. Some question about continue. I don't have many documents. I perform some search on Docman, and I found just two documents, very old document. The first one for UC LD5 in English, and a very old document for release 3, but this document is in French. I mentioned the repository here. Nothing to say about that. On the last activity, we have done some adaptation, just some issue with character encoding. So we have performed just one of two adaptation. So we delivered 5 months ago. On what I can say that we have no CR, no change request since 1 year. So this component is stable. That's all what I have to say about this web application. Do you have question?
No.
No.
I think no.
Okay. So I continue just to say some word about OtucLib library. So this component is coming from ECC 3.0, so an old component. This component has been designed by Ilkirch team for their own web application. So this library has been retrieved by Brest team last year in October. So I never have to perform some evolution in this library. I have just one thing to do, the same issues and for UnifienLogin application, some character encoding issue when we go to OpenJDK for the last release. So we have some character encoding issue. This is the only one adaptation I have done. So what I can say about OtucLib library, this is used by ICS legacy web application. So Noe application, ECC Noe, MPC Noe, Noe teamwork, on my assistant, my messaging, my phone, on my UDL. So the last activity, just a transfer from Ilkirch to Brest in October. I've done just a report of some modification still in clear case environment. So I just merge clear case repository to Mercurial repository. Not many things to do. So no CR from for this library since October. I think this one is used just for wrapping configuration. So wrapping for access to CMS component. And this is only thing this library done, I think. So this library is also an old component, so they still use on tool to be compiled. I can perform a test, for example, to see if all is going right. So it's the same structure. The build file are in the build folder. So it uses the same property. Oh. Sorry. Mistake here. Okay, there are still some warning about annotation coming from CMS, but we can build the project and you get the OtucLib.jar file. Perhaps some word about the structure of a build.xml file. I will take an example with UnifienLogin. This one I know. Okay. So in this file, you can define some property. You can see here. If you pass this property in argument in the command line, these one are overwritten. So this is the one passed in the argument command line that will be used. So many property. And here you can see we have some targets. So if you want to clean, you use this one. And so we'll go to what I have used. So I've used this one. So build. This is what we should do when we perform the build. So it depends to other target. Here, UnifienLogin.war target. So it's called another target here. So here we perform other thing. We copy some file and we perform the compilation of the WSDF file to generate the interface stubs, and we perform also this compilation of the implementation here, which is compile target. So it's a link between targets to perform all the bits. I think it's easy to read and to understand. This is what I have to say about how to the build on the two components. Do you have questions?
I think no at the moment.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. I think this two component is easy, and I think you do not have many stuff about these two components.
I hope.
I don't know what to say today. So see you tomorrow for the next session about numbering library.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Michel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you a lot.
Have a nice day.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.